What's going on, YouTube? What's up, Cranksters? Today we're going to be going over a handful of different ways to grow your bags. Grow your bags with some margin trading. I'm going to show you guys, instead of buying crypto, how to trade with crypto, not for Tether. And how the Cranksters and me this morning were able to get into this juicy long that you guys see here that we're in. We'll start it off here by showing that when Bitcoin came down to a support, we could see that this was a support. We got a solid bounce. We came back down to this, also came down to this support. I told the Cranksters in my premium Telegram that we trade and counter trade altcoins to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is our indicator. And we could see that also when Chainlink came down to its support. If we go out here, we can go out to a 2-hour high volume area before we took off. Chainlink came directly down to this, and this is when we took this entry. Bitcoin got its bounce. Chainlink's also getting its bounce. You can see my trade here. I'm not trading with Tether on this trade. We're trading for Chainlink. Chainlink's just one of those ones that I like trading for. Avalanche, Polkadot. Something that I like to accumulate, that I don't have to buy, that I can trade with. And that's what coin margin trading is. On a handful of different exchanges, most exchanges, you can come up and look at coin margin. And you can see here that you're trading for Chainlink or Bitcoin or Ethereum, XRP. And we can see here that I only put in 157 Chainlink. This is what the exchange, as far as the position size on the order books, what we're allowed to max out. And we can see here we're up 57%, but we did end up catching that bottom on Chainlink. But this is an excellent way to grow your bags. Instead of having to purchase crypto, you can day trade with crypto and grow your bags. And so see, I was setting up the stream now. I'm probably going to end up closing this position here, but we'll go back through on exactly why we took this position. We had an answer for our entry, our exit, our stop loss. We had patience. We told the channel yesterday that it was a no trade day while we were just no catching falling knives. Wait for a support, wait for a solid resistance if we're going to short it. And that's exactly what we did. We waited, and this morning Bitcoin did end up hitting a support. Chainlink and these altcoins did end up hitting its support, and that's when we can fire off a trade and try to make some money. But again, with the coin margin trading, if you look here on the exchange, it shows you exactly what you're making. It has the percentages. It shows you in dollar amounts. I like trading coin margin because it's a little more peaceful. I don't look and say, oh, well, you know, my stop loss is losing 14 Chainlink, which is equivalent to, you know, $200, $300, $400, $500 on a stop loss. It just says, hey, I'm losing 14 Chainlink. It's getting close to my stop. But at the same time, when we're in profits, I'm up 87 to 90 Chainlink. And so again, I've been teaching my channel how to do coin margin trading to grow your bags. Instead of trading for Tether, I trade for both. I do love trading for Tether. But if I do see a good setup, we have over 1,000 Chainlink right now. I love Chainlink. It's a great project, and it's definitely one that I want to continue to accumulate without having to buy it. I trade for it. And so again, let's walk us through one more time on how we got into this entry. Bitcoin is up at resistance on this downward trend here. And Bitcoin definitely is in a downtrend right now. Even though we just got this little support bounce, we can see that this is the top. Probably want to actually close the Chainlink trade here. I'm going to set a stop at least right here at 1635. My target for the trade was 1650, 1651, right up at the top here. And we got very close to that target. I was streaming all morning long inside of my premium Telegram. Majority of my group did end up taking this trade with me, and we absolutely killed it so well. Shout out to the Cranksters. Let's just see here. And then we'll go over some Bitcoin targets of where I think that we'll end up hitting for Bitcoin, and what the best way to plan for this if we decide we're going to pull back a little bit more. And I'll probably close this trade up here. Let's see here. Bitcoin is definitely at resistance right now on this downtrend. Let me decide what I'm going to do with this trade real quick, and then we'll go over some Bitcoin TA. And it's the same thing. You can long with coin margin. You can short with coin margin. Excellent way to grow your bags. If we wanted to, we can actually close this Chainlink long. We could probably take a Chainlink short and make the same amount of Chainlink if she does end up coming back down to support here. Now, I teach in my channel that Bitcoin is an indicator. If you guys see here, we're pretty synced up right now. Bitcoin's pulling back, Chainlink's pulling back. It's part of my radical scalp method. The best time to use this radical scalp method is right after there's a big dip on Bitcoin, because if you notice, anytime Bitcoin has a nice big dip, all of these altcoins also have a nice big dip. But instead of trading for Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin, if you see here, this one move for Bitcoin was, sheesh, about 1.78. But percentage-wise, we can see this is 3.6% on Chainlink. So with the power of leverage on the exchange, a little bit of leverage, waiting for the right entry, you have double the moves, double and triple the moves. So I teach that Bitcoin is our indicator. We trade our favorite altcoins. So for me, that's going to be BNB, Ethereum, Chainlink, Avalanche. And a lot of these assets that I do trade on MEXC, this is my exchange that I do trade on, is MEXC. And I love the zero fees. These zero fees right here, you can see Ethereum, SUI is a big one. But a true exit and a true entry, you're not paying these $40, $50 entries for fees to get in and out of the trades on the order books. So again, shout out to MEXC. I do have a link in my description here for the YouTube channel. I'm probably going to close this trade up here because we are up quite a bit. We're still up almost 80 Chainlink. So let's go ahead and close this, and I'll show you guys exactly what we're going to end up making. 83.47. Now, when you catch bottoms like this off of support, there's two ways to take this trade. Either a swing trade. If we go out to a little bit farther time frame on Chainlink, when you catch bottoms like this, this could be the bottom if we're going to continue our rally. I think Bitcoin is going to continue to go down and hit targets of 97,000, and we'll find out how we're going to end up getting there. But if Bitcoin does end up making a little bit more of a relief rally, getting outside of this downward trend, coming right back up to like 104s, 104.5s, 104.8s, then Chainlink's absolutely getting back into that $17 range, and this trade will end up just being monstrous. End up making 200 Chainlink. But I think I am going to end up, my goal for this was just to show how to scalp trade and coin margin trade. I'm going to go ahead and close the trade here. It's 1633. Let's go to 1633, 1633. Actually, what do we got here? 1635. We'll set a stop right under here at 1634. 1634. We'll set a stop at 1634. We'll make a minimum of 76 Chainlink. If this doesn't end up hitting and Bitcoin does continue to go up, then I'll just let it ride. So let's go back over to Bitcoin and let's get some targets for it. If we go out here to the 2 hour, let's just clean up all of this. We'll go over here to the 2 hour and the 1 hour. We can see here that Market Cipher is showing us that this was Bitcoin was absolutely coming down, absolutely coming down. We could see here that momentum was getting weak to the upside, money flows coming down, and then now we're kind of flat right now. So on the 1 and 2 hour, Bitcoin is absolutely showing that this pullback was imminent, and we are at the top of resistance right now. Unless we can get somewhere up into this area and break through this, I don't see it happening today. Probably not tomorrow. On the shorter time frames, on the 1 and 2 hour, on the 20-minute, we could see money flow is just flat. Money flow is just flat. We're still in the red. Obviously, this is where we're getting this big downtrend. This is where we're in the red. On the daily is where things get real spicy. We're just getting started on the daily. We're deep inside of the money flow. We're coming up. Momentum's high. but that doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't pull back. Originally, I had targets of $97,000 right in here, 97.5. And how do we get that is by just pulling a fib from this range here, pull it up to our top, and we can see that this would just be a great support flip for Bitcoin, to where if we come down to this golden pocket here, then we're absolutely going to end up seeing a new all-time high and blow this 110 out of the water. So either two things are going to happen. Either one, we are going to have this little break. We come down to the golden pocket. This would be the most ideal for all of our altcoins. That big move happened so fast. Ethereum from 1800s to 2700s. Chainlink from 13 to 1750s, almost $18. BNB all the way back up to, sheesh, almost 700 bucks. The best option for all of us to get into these set and forget longs is that Bitcoin does end up making its pullback, and we can get inside some of those long trades, those big long trades, those set and forgets. Now, Bitcoin is also attached to the S&P from Monday through Friday. A lot of the times if the S&P rips or dips, it's going to follow. Right now, it is absolutely cooking. The SPY is on fire. We have this massive gap right underneath, and if Bitcoin does end up hitting that Fibonacci golden pocket, then I would think that the SPY also pulls back 3-4%, fills this gap, and then we continue to rip. So again, Bitcoin here, coming up to resistance. And again, when we took this trade this morning and you're trying to navigate how to find out where Bitcoin could bounce from, just go out to a 1-2 hour and you can see here on these lines, on this support, Bitcoin did end up bouncing from here. I did have targets of maybe retesting that wick down here, but the moment we started just coming down and we started to wick up, I said, hey, let's take that Chainlink trade. We're also at a support for Chainlink, and let's see if we can get up to the top of this resistance right here. And that's exactly how that trade played out. Looks like I'm probably going to end up getting TP'd. We are going to lock in 70 some Chainlink. If we zoom out, you can see that we caught this thing from the exact bottom. Me and the Cranksters inside of the premium. It was an excellent trade. Now for beginning traders, if you don't have patience and you don't wait for the correct entries, then you're just looking to get stopped out left and right. Stopped out left and right. When we came down, you can see that an easy stop is just right underneath here. We take this entry at 1590s. Stops are directly underneath this, because if we do end up taking out and dipping into any of this liquidity, and we're going to actually come down towards $15. $15 is also a fib on Chainlink. If we pull this from here to the top, $15 is the golden pocket. And ultimately, if Bitcoin does retrace back to that 97.5, then I do think that Chainlink's going to come right down and hit this target, and then we can take a nice big long right in here before we end up seeing that 2023 as our next target. But for corn margin trading, it's pretty peaceful. You're not looking at Tether and freaking out. Oh wow, here we go. Is Chainlink ripping? What do we got here? What is this thing doing? Is my exchange freaking out? No, there we go. Again, shout out to MEXC. I'm probably gonna have some links. I'm either gonna partner up with Weeks or ZoomX pretty soon here, and I'll have some links to that. I also have the links to my free Telegram group where you guys can come in, have a pretty big group where you guys can learn, surround yourself with other traders, run your ideas. A lot of support in there. And then I have my premium group where we went in live this morning. I'm not a call group, but I do, if you do want to take those trades with me in the premium, you're more than welcome to. But I actually teach how to trade, teach patience, have a daily goal, meaning an answer to an entry, a stop loss, how to manage greed, how to manage fear. Fear meaning that hope is not a strategy. Use a stop loss. Use a stop loss. If your idea is wrong, get out. You don't want one of these trades just to go running on you here, okay? Remember I was saying that we have our stop loss down here? You don't want one of these trades running on you and you lose a ton of money. If you're not making a ton of money, then why would you lose a ton of money? So definitely learn how to manage fear, Hope's not a strategy. Get out of those positions, use a stop loss, but also manage greed. Day trading is all about probability on how to be right, how to have a strategy and how to be right. And when you have an idea that goes right, you have an answer for your entry, your exit, your stop loss. Manage that greed. My expectations for this trade were right up here at 1650. I'm going to set this stop loss in case we roll back over. I'm locking it in. That's one thing about cryptocurrency and these movements. I know everybody was real excited about all of these big moves, but did anybody lock it in? Because everybody that saw that these pullbacks, they thought, oh, it's coming back. No, it's not. Oh, it's coming back. No, it's not. Oh, it's coming back. No, it's not. So make sure to lock in these profits. That's one thing, is to manage the greed. When you have an actual game plan and you stick to it, and you do it over and over and over again, this is when you start becoming a profitable trader, a disciplined trader. And that's what I teach in my premium group, is how to be a disciplined trader, how to have the patience for the correct entries. Show this trade here. And again, when you're locking these things in and these things are coming up super high up into these resistance, nobody ever went broke locking in profits. Let's look at the trade here. We're still up $1,400, 81 chain link. And if she does end up coming back down, again, we're minimum we're locking in a 76 chain link, and we're just going to keep growing this bag. A couple months ago with my channel, when I was teaching them how to do coin margin trading, we were able to take 250 chain link and we tripled that bag. We got up to about 1150, almost 1200 chain link. And then they took it off the exchange. Now that we're getting back into some of these big swing trades, I'm definitely gonna be setting some of these with Bitcoin. My goal is to take 1 or 2 Bitcoin and also coin margin trade just to grow those bags. Same thing with Chainlink and Ethereum. But this is an excellent way to grow your bags without having to spend money. Now, remember with coin margin trading that if you have spot bags that you're going to be trading with, you got to be so disciplined because you're losing crypto. If you are wrong with your trade, remember, you're not getting that crypto back. It's just like Tether. When you have a losing trade, you don't get it back. You're not holding that crypto anymore. So you got to be extra careful about coin margin trading. Be very disciplined. And definitely stick to the plan. This was a phenomenal trade for the Cranksters. Came down to support. We're riding this. If Bitcoin decides that it's going to, Bitcoin decides here that it's going to continue to ride and go up and break out of this little downward trend that we're in. Next targets would be up at this 103.7s, 103.8s. Yeah, and I have targets of $97,000. I think almost every single pro trader out there has targets of 97K. Now, if we don't see 97K, then Bitcoin is probably going to end up doing a big sideways trade. We could see from probably here to here, this is Bitcoin's range. And the whales and institution love big ranges. All right, these guys make billions of dollars from here to here inside of these big ranges compared to just one big upward shot. Range trading is where it's at for these institutions. You could see when we were back inside of this range right here as well. Big accumulation ranges, all of this. These guys are making so much money inside of these ranges compared to just going straight up accumulation ranges. Same thing we could see back here. All of that. And that's the thing, is that Bitcoin, every time it's, the more that they keep shorting this, the higher she's going to keep going. But this range right now, guys, is what we have to play with. So every single time we come down to these supports here or down to the bottom, I'm going to be looking at my favorite altcoins and taking a lot of these trades. Let's go back over here and look at my trade. So we haven't been stopped out yet. She's still climbing. If Bitcoin can get that little push, then maybe we caught a chain link bottom. And again, there's two ways to trade it. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's either going to be a swing trade or just a scalp. And that's really up to you. If you want to sit and babysit a trade, I'm going to set the stop loss. I ain't going to babysit it. I'm going to let it ride. If I get stopped out, then I'll look for another entry. I'd either support or I'll short this thing up at the top. And let's look at that. If we do go back up to 17, let's see what that would make here. If we go back up to 17 and take a TP up there at 17, which would be the high, if Bitcoin can get back up to 104.4, 104.3, then we're looking at about 194 chain link, which is pretty solid bag. It's like, sheesh, what is that? $3,000 worth of link? That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah, she's climbing. So let's look back at Bitcoin and see if it's climbing. Let's clean this up. Bitcoin is trying to get out of this downtrend right here, guys. We are at the top of this. Now, because I use Bitcoin as an indicator where Chainlink's currently sitting, like I was saying, this is an absolute TP for Chainlink. If we go here like a 7-minute, you can see here, this is the downtrend as well. We're coming up to the top. If Chainlink can't bust out of this, and neither can Bitcoin, we're going to end up coming back down to the bottom of the range. But this was definitely just a nice little relief pump from this morning's dip. And the best thing to do whenever you're inside of these downtrends, I don't trade any of this chop. I am patient. I wait for the right entries. Try to find out some confluence on a support or a resistance if we're coming up here. These are short scalps. Like even now, this is just absolutely a top right here for Bitcoin. Unless we see some big volume push, this is a top for Bitcoin. Even the short now we can probably take. If we decide that we want to trade, let's see here, let's go to Bitcoin. We'll let this Chainlink trade play. One of my favorite assets that I've been traded on MEXC right now is Ethereum. I can't believe that MEXC decided to do zero fees on Ethereum. Second most traded, high volume on Ethereum. You can get in and out of these positions within the pennies, the dollars. Maybe we might even take a little short real quick since we're riding this out. Can you guys hear everything now? Is the audio working well? I was a little tired. Yesterday was a little bit of a rough day. I had to, me and my wife had to, it was kind of sad. I don't really want to talk about it, but I had to put down one of my oldest dogs, man. He was, his name's Scooby-Doo. He was a boxer. So yesterday was a no trading day for me. If there's any of the coins that you guys want me to chart out for you, let me know in the chat and I'll be more than happy to chart out for you guys. Again, I'm pretty select with what I trade. I'm not all over the board on a bunch of meme coins or anything like that. I trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, BNB, just high volume assets. Stuff that I can actually get in and out of. Now, every now and then I absolutely take these little shit coins right here. Like BRL, threw a little $45 in. We're up 84%. A lot of the times I'll go over here to MEXC, kind of see what's been ripping. We go to all. Nothing's up at 100% right now. It must have just reset. Sometimes when these assets are up at 150%, I'll absolutely take $95. I've done it multiple times in my stream, in my premium, where I throw $95 in and we end up making $700-800 quick 10x on some of these things, because what goes up absolutely comes down. Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at ARB. And again, guys, the only way that my trade right here is going to end up really cooking, not get stopped out, is if Bitcoin can make it outside of this, make it right outside of this resistance here. Let's look at ARB. Let's go to ARB USDT to P. Let's go out to a 4 hour and see where it dropped. Arbitrum looks a lot like one of my favorite coins called Jupiter. It broke that support right here too, and it's just in this massive downtrend. If she does get a relief rally, then I say something right up into here. Let's pull a fib on this and see where your next big entry would be on this. Yeah, on this breakout right here. So I'd say 37 cents. If it comes down to 37 cents, I'd be looking at that, which is only another 7 to 10%. Which, if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin only needs to drop 3, 4, 5%, man, to get down to 97K. Not a big move at all. So if Arbitrum comes down here, then I think, yeah, I'd be taking that trade as well. I used to own a ton of Arbitrum. I've sold it all. If this thing kind of comes up, we get into this golden pocket here, then I would absolutely. And this looks like a lot of the altcoins. A lot of these alts, man, if we get into some of these golden pockets like on BNB is such a strong project. If BNB gets any, I love trading BNB because, man, it is pretty subtle. It doesn't have these crazy moves like all these other coins, man. If this thing comes down here, and again, we're sideways trading right now. This is a big range for BNB between, 641 and 670s. But if any of these altcoins start making us a little bit of a pullback into these golden pockets, like 621, 625 for B, Chainlink has a nice big target right here, right at 15 bucks, right at $15. XRP, another very bullish coin. Love trading XRP as well. If XRP gets and does like a support flip over here at 230s, it likes 230. We can see all the way back here. It likes 230. Then I'll be taking a lot of these trades. One of the best ones that I've been looking at though is Ethereum. Man, ETH is so bullish. If ETH gets anywhere in the vicinity of these numbers, man, I don't know if we're gonna see it, but if ETH comes down here into $2,000, $2,100, that would just be the best, man. If ETH came all the way in there. I don't think we're gonna see it though. Maybe. But 2080s, 2100s, I'm taking a fat long on ETH. Jupiter 150s. Solana is what I meant. Solana at 150s. And again, this all coincides with Bitcoin. Bitcoin coming back down to 97s. The SPY filling the gap. Let's go over to the SPY real quick. SPY's at the top of its resistance, but we have a huge gap that we haven't filled yet. And they say probability states that these gaps get filled. So if we just look at this from here to here, this is the gap. So I guess there'd be three things that I'd really be keeping an eye out for, which would be the SPY coming back to fill the gap, Bitcoin taking a nice big breather down towards 97,000, 97.5, which is only like a 5-6% pullback. Let's look at it. I keep saying that, but let's see. If we go out to a 4 hour here. From where we're at right now down to 97, yeah, that's a 5% pullback, nothing. This is easy. This is easy work for Biddy to get down there. Yeah, this is a 5% pullback, just sideways trading and grinding downward. Yeah, 97, 97.5s. That'd be the ultimate target. I'd be looking at the SPY coming down to its CME gap, Bitcoin coming down, and then I think from there, guys, the altcoins take your pick. I think that Bitcoin absolutely, based off of Market Cipher on the daily, couple weeks from now, we're putting in a new, maybe not even a couple weeks, we're putting in a new all-time high. But in the meantime, I wouldn't be taking any of these trades in the mid chop. Wait. I'd totally wait, because some of these trades are going to be so juicy. Did we get stopped out? We haven't gotten stopped out yet. This is good. She's just hanging out here. Look, we finally might get stopped out here and profit here. 70 some chain link. There we go. Yeah, we are going to get stopped here in a minute. Cool. I'll take it. And we did get stopped out, so let's go back over here to Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is at the top of this range. This could be a great scalp if it just decides to just roll over a little bit. If I did take this scalp here, see if she comes up just a tad bit. We have a stop loss right above. But Bitcoin is absolutely at resistance right here on this big move up. Bitcoin is coming down. Let's take a quick look, man, to see if we can catch just a scalp short. Yeah, definitely thank you for being here with everybody. Let's see if I can keep trying to grow this channel out and get some of this content out. Some of this stuff is killer on the radical scalp method, these swing trades, learning how to range trade, and then definitely coin margin trading. I don't see a lot of traders out there coin margin trading, showing everyone how to do it and grow your bags with trading crypto. It's an excellent, excellent way to grow your bags, especially if you could be disciplined and have the patience. Right now, guys, I'm watching to see if Bitcoin's going to be making one more little push up. If it does, then I'm probably going to end up taking this this scalp trade right here on Ethereum, on an Ethereum short. But I'm going to see if Bitcoin pushes up. If Bitcoin does push up, then I'm going to look to take that entry real quick. Nasty, nasty link trade, though. Absolutely nasty link trade. I'll take that. Yeah, definitely smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button, and I'm going to be posting some of these little shorts for us. Come on, Biddy, what do you want to do? Is Bitcoin going to roll over from here? If Bitcoin rolls over from here, man, then I think I might want to take this. Where did ETH bottom out at 24.78? Let's go out to the 1 hour on it. I was really hoping that when Bitcoin came down to its little support, little bounce, that ETH would make it down here to 2414s, 2400s. This would have been a whopper. Yeah, is it much nicer there, KB, on the YouTube? Is it working pretty well for you guys? I'm glad that hopefully I'm gonna go back and check that the Telegram. I was trying to record that to make sure that because we applied that. That was a wicked trade this morning, man. When all of us took it, that Chainlink trade from the bottom, that was a good payer, man. It was a great payer. The last couple days of trading, other than yesterday. Let's see here. What did we do? I think I posted on Telegram and X. I think Tuesday was like an $8,600 day. Today we just made $1,500-$1,600 worth of Chainlink. Paula Cotty, is the music too loud for you guys, or is it good? Perfect, huh? All right, I gotta remember all these audio settings. Okay, bueno, it's good. It's a $600 stop right there on that guy. So right now, guys, I'm just on the hunt for a little scalp trade. Just on the hunt for a little scalp trade right now. And it looks like Bitcoin's cooking right now, man. Bitcoin is cooking. Mike Maxwell, yeah, you can, but I'd wait for those good juicy. I would coin margin trade. Like if Chainlink comes down to that $15 and Bitcoin does come down to the if Bitcoin does come down to that golden pocket, then absolutely I would. Yeah, I'd coin margin trade. But again, you don't want it from mid chop chop. You want to take those positions from solid supports or resistances. Just remember again, I explained you're losing crypto if you're wrong. So be patient and get the right entries. But yeah, you take Chainlink at that 1340, it likes 1340, $15. You can coin margin trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, a lot of different assets here on the exchange. You go over here, you go to coin margin. Again, I like Link. You could do XRP, Solana, Doge, Sui. Not a ton of assets, but I mean, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 assets total that you get to trade. And it's great because Mexi's got the liquidity on it. Bybit's got almost all of them have the liquidity to get in out of any of these positions. I mean, unless you're trading something crazy, crypto face style, $2 million, you know what I mean? You can't even max that out here. If you look here at the trading rules, like Bitcoin maximum orders is 200. If we go over here to Chainlink, on Bybit, it'll allow you to, like I have a Bybit account, it'll allow you to go up to, I think like 600-700 Chainlink, but the max over here is 200. So when I full port on these on the Chainlink, it only allows me to put in like 140, I believe. Right on, Polakos. Yeah, I'm glad you guys jumped on Mexi. I like Mexi. And it does look like Bitcoin's trying to hold, man. It's trying to hold this area. Let's see if it's got enough in it to bust out or if she's just going to break down. ETH can't decide just yet. Bitcoin's cooking, but ETH is just chilling right here. Let's see. See if it's finally... That's one coin I do like trading too is Jupiter. I normally trade Jupiter with about $2,600. 2-3 cent moves on that sucker, man's paying you $1,600 left and right on Jupiter. 15-20x leverage. Easy moves. Real quick, so I'm not flipping through screens on my other screen. I'm looking to see if anything hasn't popped off yet since Bitcoin's cooking. That little support this morning held. Let's look at Link again. Sheesh, probably should have just let it breathe. That's all right. I'll still take that 80 Chainlink. That was a solid trade. Sheesh, man, the SPY is cooking right now, you guys. The SPY is not pulling back yet. Yeah, Biddy's ripping, Steven. Yeah, I locked it in, Steven. I went on that chain link trade from early this morning in the premium. Got stopped out for 80 chain link, 79 link. It was a pretty good trade. Like I said, I've got some other stuff to do today. I just was gonna lock it in. We'll wait for another good one. But like I was explaining before, when you catch some of these trades at the bottom, it's just, do you want to make it into a swing trade? How long do you want to let this thing breathe? Do you want to babysit the trade? Now, what kind of got me a little skeptical too is because certain altcoins were all at the make or break. We can see here that BNB, same thing when it came down right here. Jupiter broke down. Jupiter straight broke down. Dot, sheesh, dot broke down as well. Let's see if this actually holds. Let's see if this AVAX barely just wicked down below it. I really thought that a lot of these altcoins were going to do what Jupiter did, just completely break it down. But again, bounce. I love trading some Jupiter. She pays well. Looks like everything after this big drop that we had the last 2 days, we're getting a little bit of a relief rally. And again, the most probable thing is that Bitcoin's going to end up trading inside of this sideways range. Who knows if we come down to 97,000. Let's just look at the heat map real quick. Let me pop this up for us. So in the 24 hour, we got liquidations at 100,000 all the way down to 100 G's. Let's go to a 3-day. Same thing, all the way down to 100 G's. Let's go out to the weekly and see if there's anything. 106 at the top. And then 93s just to really capture them. You know, one thing about Bitcoin is it can absolutely, I don't think we're in the, let's see here. Last time Bitcoin did this, I mean, the bottom of the range is 93. Bitcoin can absolutely, look at these two candles right here. From here to here, it was only a couple days. It's a 15% move down from 108s all the way down to 91.8. I'd say 97 is a pretty easy target. Flip this into support real quick. 97, 98 G's. And then we can take off. Cooking right now though. Yeah, Bitcoin's cooking. It's probably because the SPY's just ripping. The SPY was cooking earlier too. What do you want to do, Bitcoin? You want to keep going? What's up, Razorback? What's up, Jonathan? Did you make it all the way in over here, man? Over to YouTube? $25.60. Where is that? $25.67. $25.65. So $25.65. Looking like she wants to cook. Yeah, I ended up closing mine. I don't know if you were writing to me. I'm reading the Telegram right now. Are you still holding that, Steven? ETH had a solid pump, man. Ethereum's cooking, man. ETH wants to run again. Look at it. Again, I'm just kind of flipping through the screens right now, see if we could take any scalps on this right now. Everything's pretty much candled up with Bitcoin, so if this thing rolls over, man, Solana's gonna roll over, ETH will end up rolling over. Jupe's starting. DOT is the same thing. ETH is absolutely raging right now. ETH is cooking. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wait and see how this plays out here in just a bit for any of these other scalps. See if we find any supports on the way back down. If we keep, I think Bitcoin's coming down either way. So this good little relief rally that we had. Ethereum. Let's see here where ETH can get rejected from. ETH's next big fib level here is going to be 26.38, so that's about 35 bucks away. Maybe take a short there. Sam, let's go up to a 2-hour on Bitcoin. $104,200 is what I was talking about. $104,200s maybe. Those are going to be our next resistances for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Maybe take a short there if we're going to stay in this range. Everything's having a nice little bounce from this morning, though. Let's see Chainlink again. Yeah, Chainlink's cooking. Let's see, where'd we get out? About right here. Yeah, Bitcoin's running, man. Sheesh, Bitcoin's running. All right, guys, I think that was a good stream. If you guys want to learn anything more about the coin margin trading, definitely click on my just my free open chat. We can go over a handful of it more. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good day. I might, you know, if we come up just a tad bit higher, then maybe I might just take a low leverage scalp short. Same thing on Ethereum. Low leverage scalp short. ETH came all the way down to 24.77. I don't think we're gonna see that, so. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. It was a killer stream instead of the premium, killer stream on the YouTube. I'll be posting some of these shorts on how we took the entry on the Chainlink coin margin, how we entered off the support. And again, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to just be watching this for a little bit longer. See if I could take any little scalp trades, try to make a little bit more for today. But it looks like Bitcoin's cooking right now. Let's see. I have a half of mine. I just taking this quick little scalp short right here. Don't mind if I get stopped out right at the top, because if this thing just rolls over, man, it's a nice pair. That's what I just keep waiting for, and I'm like, man, how far away are we from this golden pocket above us, and can we get there and try to take a scalp short on that? Everything's candled up to Bitcoin pretty well. Mm. Yeah, and a lot of the times too, inside of my premium, we're just sitting back waiting for our entries. We'll take a couple of scalps. Thinking about a scalp short on this, but I wanted a tad bit higher for both ETH and Bitcoin, just a tad bit higher. I had a nice big pump this morning for ETH. It's a nice big pump. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to be floating around inside of the open chat and the premium. Everyone have a good day. I'll catch you guys on the next YouTube.